Well, good afternoon and thank you for coming out. I'm Portage County Sheriff Dave Doak, and purpose for the press conference this afternoon is to inform you that we are pleased to announce that we have made an arrest in the Deerfield case where on the bike trail. Actually, there were 2 cases along there and another in Poland. I am extremely pleased on behalf of the victims to tell you that we've made an arrest. Sean Michael Wendling, 37 years of age, of Rocco Drive in Hillsville, Pennsylvania, was arrested this morning. This was an ongoing intensive investigation, and I cannot thank my detective bureau enough for the work and hours that they put in on this case. And along with that, I also want to extend my personal thanks to the other agencies involved in the investigation. This collaborative effort led to the arrest, and I want to recognize the Federal Bureau of Investigation, Portage County Drug Task Force, DEA, Poland Township Police Department, who assisted. Certainly our thanks go out to the Ohio Bureau of Criminal Investigation, Stark County Park District officers, and Portage County Park District, and the Ohio Division of Wildlife, and I hope I've not forgotten anyone there. I'm sure some of you have questions, so we will begin to take questions at this time.
The charges in Portage County are just related to 2 incidents.
Correct, yes.
What led to the arrest today?
I think I'll let my chief detective speak on that.
Good afternoon. What led to the arrest this morning was it's been a 3-month investigation since the July 14th rape that we had that occurred on the bike trail. Once we were advised of that investigation and started that investigation, we started to pull as many and additional resources as we could to figure out how we could catch the individual that may have been involved. Then we had, subsequently in August, we had a second rape on the bike trail. At that point, you know, we brought in additional people. We got the FBI involved with us, you know, who is members of the task force. Anyhow, DEA got involved. You know, we started pulling together all the resources we could. We used a lot of their analytical services, and through that, and with the help of the BCI and the information that we were able to collect from BCI on DNA hits and things like that, we were able to then come up and develop a suspect. Once we developed that suspect, we started doing some surveillance and was able to locate him in Pennsylvania. We found that not only did he have residences in Pennsylvania, but he also had a residence in Canton, Ohio, and he worked in Canton, Ohio. So this morning, taking into consideration all the evidence that we'd collected up to this point, we had enough to seek an arrest warrant. We got that arrest warrant out of Portage County Municipal Court, at which point in time that he was arrested a couple minutes before 6 o'clock this morning.
Where was he arrested, and what were the circumstances of the arrest?
He was arrested in Poland Township this morning. He was taken to the Poland Township Police Department where he was interviewed there. Following that interview, he was brought to the Portage County Jail where he was booked.
Are you saying there was a DNA match directly to this man? Was his name in a database that was connected to, or
no,
how did that connection get made?
You know what? I'll let
Okay.
BCI speak on the DNA side of it. They're much better at that than I am.
What was his demeanor during the arrest?
He was very laid back. You know, once he got in the backseat of the cruiser, he began crying. At that point, he was taken to the Poland police station where he was interviewed, and then following that interview, he was brought here.
Did he admit at all?
Yeah, he confessed to the crimes.
Any priors?
No priors.
Where was he traveling when he was arrested? Was he going somewhere? Was he at some place?
He left his residence in Hillsville, Pennsylvania, and he was going to work. He actually has a place of employment in Canton, Ohio. and he would drive from Canton, Ohio to, or from Hillsville, Pennsylvania to Canton, Ohio, to go to work.
So was it a stop while he was driving to work?
From all appearances, yes. The trails and parks that he would stop at were on the way to and from his place of employment.
And the arrest was during was it a traffic stop when he was
Well, we
arrested?
had an arrest warrant for him. We saw him leave his residence this morning, and once he got back into Ohio, we had him stopped here in Ohio and arrested him.
So you've linked him to 3 rapes then?
We've linked him to 3 rapes, the one in Poland Township. We've also linked him to the 2 on the Berlin Bike Trail. We've also got 2 assault cases and robbery cases out of Stark County Park District that we've now been able to link him to. So right now, he's been linked to those cases. All the other, he's been charged with 1 count of rape up to this point. Additional information will be provided to Portage County Grand Jury, and we'll seek additional charges at that point.
So only one charge? at this
1
point?
charge of rape right now, yes.
Which incident was that from?
I really can't tell you, I don't know.
Your first and last name, sir?
First name's Larry, last name's Limbert, Lambert.
Can you talk just for the department's sake, how it feels to know that you have somebody in custody?
I can tell you that we had a large group of people working this investigation. Everybody worked countless hours. Everybody did a dynamite job at doing their job and putting this case together. And I know last night, or this morning after he was in custody, you know, there was a great sign of relief because even though we have, you know, female victims, you know, our guys look at it as this could be their mother, could be their daughter, it could be their sister, and they take this job very seriously. And they were pleased, very pleased, extremely pleased to make the arrest. I believe even 2 of our guys were really excited because today was their birthday. So they felt that they got a birthday gift.
Very good.
Can you speak a little bit more to why he was targeting these parks, these trails, these kind of rural areas?
I'm not gonna talk about the investigation because it's still ongoing. There's a possibility that we could have some additional victims out there, and I'm not gonna talk about the investigation at all at this point.
Have you talked to the victims and let them know that?
The victims were advised within 10-15 minutes after the arrest was made this morning.
Hello. My name is James Ciotti. I'm the Special Agent in charge for the Ohio Attorney General's Office, Bureau of Criminal Investigation, Northern District of Ohio. Attorney General DeWine couldn't be here today, but he asked me to express his immense appreciation to all of our state, local, and federal partners who put in an extraordinary amount of time and effort into identifying this alleged serial attacker. When the Attorney General learned of this case, he authorized investigative resources and assistance from our crime scene unit, our sexual assault kit, and our criminal intelligence units. He also authorized and mobilized the crime labs in both London and Ridgefield to help the local authorities in any way possible. And he approved the use of familial DNA testing. And what becomes important here is familial DNA testing is limited to the most serious unsolved or serial cases with a public safety component. And this case certainly fit that description. Our scientists, including Dr. Lewis Maddox, who's here with me today, who is representing the crime lab, conducted complex DNA testing on evidence collected at the scenes. The scientists compared DNA to DNA already in the CODIS system. That is the database system for the state and federal areas where all DNA is kept. Scientists, we were able to identify a possible relative in that system, subsequently the familial aspect. Scientists gave this investigative lead to the team yesterday afternoon after gathering more evidence and just simply good old-fashioned police work on the part of the detectives involved here. The main suspect was identified and taken into custody. From the time we received the DNA testing results to the time of arrest was only about 14 hours. That shows the dedication of everyone involved in this case. Our lab will also prioritize the testing of the suspect's DNA standard to confirm results. And again, we're truly grateful to the commitment of everyone involved here. Thank you.
Was the relative someone who had previously been arrested?
Lewis, you can speak to that, but
It would be the hit that was done that we had from the familial search would have been to a relative who was already in the database in the state of Ohio.
So how do you get into that database?
That would be for convicted offenders and also for arrestees.
So was it a sibling or a cousin kind of thing?
I can't speak about any specific details for this particular case.
Your first and last name, sir?
My name is Lewis Maddox, Lewis Maddox.
Good afternoon. My name is Alvin Winston. I'm an assistant and special agent in charge for the Cleveland Division of the FBI. First and foremost, we're sorry for the traumatic experiences that were endured by each of the victims in this case. We wish the victims and their families the best. As demonstrated here, this was truly a team effort by all the agencies represented here today. Without the teamwork exhibited by our law enforcement partners and the dedication to service, this would not have been possible. The FBI is pleased and proud to have taken part in this investigation that brought this individual to justice. We are looking forward to Mr. Welding and him being held accountable for his actions in this case. Thank you. Any questions? Thank you.